Okay friends, it's time to get started on our job. Let's first start with a nice plastic trim tool. We're going to come up here and remove this plastic triangle. Pop that out, set it aside. The next thing we're going to do is come right here to this push clip. Just go ahead and pop that right out of there. Carefully try to slide under there. Pop that off. And now you're going to find a Phillips head screw. Pop this off. Inside of the door pocket here, you're going to find another Phillips head screw. Remove that. Grab that out of there, set it aside. Continue with your plastic trim tool. Go ahead and get underneath this rearward corner of this. Start popping it up. Now we're going to remove the wiring. There's a little push tab. Just going to see if I can spin it so you can see it. We have one right here where my thumb is. Go ahead and press in on that. We'll separate this. Every time you disconnect an electrical connector, inspect it. If you see funny colors, it's corrosion and it needs to be dealt with. Go ahead and press on this tab right here. Pop that out, and now we can set this aside. Continue with the Phillips, remove this. Looking underneath the door panel, you're also going to find two more Phillips head screws. Remove the pair. Inside this area right here, there's going to be a little cover. You're just going to go ahead and pop that out of the way. Remove that Phillips head screw. Nice long one. Once you have the screw off there, we're going to continue on by removing this piece here. Now behind this piece, there's going to be a little hook that kind of comes like this. So what we actually need to do is just take a nice small pocket screwdriver, and we're going to gently start prying this out and away. Once we do, we'll pull on this and then bring this back and then remove it from the door panel. Carefully get in between here. Okay. Once it starts coming out, go ahead and pull on that, lift this up, slide it out of the way. There's the hook that I was talking about, and then right inside here is the area that it latches into. Once you have those out of there, we're just going to feel along the bottom here, try to find a lip to grab onto, and we're going to start separating the door panel from the door. Okay, now at this point, we can carefully start pulling this away from the door a tiny bit, and then we're going to lift it straight up. Stuck on there, okay. Now let's go ahead and take a peek behind it. Behind that, you're going to find the wiring for your speaker. Go ahead and squeeze this tab, separate it, and remove the door panel from the area. Now that we have that out of the way, we have a nice clear view of the wiring for our mirror. I'm just going to come right in the center here. You're going to find a little push tab. Go ahead and press on that. Carefully slide this out. Inspect it, set it aside. Let's get this out of there. Now we can remove our 3 mounting screws for this. You can either use a Phillips head or you might have better luck using a 10mm. For the last screw, I'm going to make sure I hold onto that mirror so it can't go anywhere. Now once you have all your mounting bolts out of there, there's going to be one last screw. It's not necessarily one that you can unscrew to remove the mirror. What you're going to need is a nice plastic trim tool, get in between the mirror and the window area itself, and then gently pry. And there it is, friends. Okay friends, now it's time to install our brand new mirror. Something to pay attention to is our little screw right here. That essentially is just going to press right into this hole right here, and it can be a little bit difficult to press in. So I'm just going to use a little bit of grease. Just go ahead and put a little thin layer inside there. That's going to help us out a little bit. Now we can take this, we'll slide the wire right on through that center hole there. Get this up and into position, line up that screw there, and then gently try to press it in. Once you have it in there, go ahead and start in all 3 of your mounting screws. Once they're all started, go ahead and snug them right up. Now we can go ahead and plug this in. Listen for a click, give it a nice tug, make sure it's secure. Follow it up here, slide it into position there as well. There we are. Now before we go any further, let's go ahead and put the key in the on position, put the mirrors so they're going to test the right side because that's the side we're working on, and then go ahead and function that mirror, a little side to side and some up and down. Make sure it functions properly, and then we can continue on by putting on our door panel. Now to put on the door panel, there's going to be a couple things that we want to pay attention to on the door panel itself. You're going to have this upper lip area right here. You can feel that it kind of curls up and under right there. That needs to slide up and over the door itself as we start putting it on. You're also going to have one wiring harness that goes to the speaker. And then of course going around it, you're going to notice that you have a whole bunch of little push clips. Those all need to point into their corresponding holes on the door itself. With all that said, let's go ahead and plug in this speaker. Now we can take those wires, we're going to put them right through where they belong. It's not the spot. Right there. Bring this up and over the top here. Start sliding it down. Once you feel as though you have it lined up, go ahead and give it a couple loving bonks going all the way around to start securing it. Give it a little wiggle. That feels pretty good. At this point, we can start putting in our mounting bolts. Get this one into position. Snug that up. Make sure that's nice and tight. Let's go ahead and snap this in. Give it a little tug. This one as well. All right. Let's go ahead and put this into position. Now we remember at the very forward end of this, it has a little hooky-doo that needs to slide underneath the part of the door panel right here. I'm just going to come up at an angle, slide it in and under, bring it down, latch it in. Let's use our Phillips head to put in this mounting bolt right here. Now we can get this piece in here. Once again, we have another hook. That needs to fit into this slot right here. Let's go ahead and take this. I'm just going to go ahead and pull in that door handle. Start bringing it into position by pushing the forward end in first. As I'm doing this, I'm pressing inward and trying to press it through that little hooky-doo area. There we are. That latched right in. Now we can take that Phillips head mounting screw. We'll go ahead and put it right into position here. Snug it up. We got our little flap here. Technically, it should be attached to this. I'm just going to go ahead and slide it into position here to cover that screw. Let's get this screw in here. Little cover. Now let's feel along the bottom of the door panel here for our two screw holes. Get our Phillips head on there. Now we can get this piece on there. These areas right along here need to slide in and along the back side there. Get that in there. Pop it in. Perfect.